I think one of my favorite parts of the movie is kind of like Carradine character kind of fucking with Lone Wolf. He has he's a karate champion. He has this display, of him going out there kicking the guy's ass and looking badass. And he kind of calls him out. What do you wager? And the Lone Wolf goes, "I don't fight for money." Of course, he doesn't like that. He tells his goons to beat up Chakotay, and then we get a little dust up. But I love how they tease them fighting. This might happen. See, this was a big deal back then still, though, because, Carradine was still really popular back then. So, fun fact here. When asked to comment on David Carradine's actual martial arts skills,
I love this quote.
Yeah, Chuck Norris Norris said, "David Carradine is every bit as good as a martial artist as I am an actor."
Take it for what you will.
That's fucking hysterical. That is one of the funniest things I've ever heard.
That's dissing somebody without
dissing them,
it's not. Yeah, it's like, could it be?
But kind of throwing shade at himself too, having fun, poking fun at himself, as an actor. But that's one of the funniest things I've ever heard. But I was like, let me watch David as an actor, and he has some swag.
He really plays a villain well, because even though it's not like over the top and grandiose like some of these 80s action movie villains can be, it's like there's this menace under the surface. The way he walks and looks and dresses. I mean, he's rocking like V-neck sweaters and gold chains in this and stuff. He's just very cool and calm, and that adds to like the air about him. So it kind of sets him apart as far as 80s action movie villains go.
But that one roundhouse kick he gives the guy to knock the gun out of his hand, that might be the fastest roundhouse kick I've ever seen David Carradine throw. Not just the roundhouse kick, but I love about that scene is he has the cigar in his mouth the whole time. He never loses the cigar. His men shoot the other men and he gets back up, still has the cigar in his mouth. So there is something to David. He has his own charisma, if you will. There is some charisma to him. There's some swag now. But since this is an 80s movie, hey, we don't give a fuck back in the 80s. Chuck Norris's daughter, Lone Wolf's daughter's boyfriend, mowed down by an Uzi. She gets pushed off over a cliff in a car. Then she gets kidnapped later. The dog gets killed. His mentor gets brutally shot. The 80s didn't care. Everyone's getting it.